It's week 4.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
Now Hall to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. But taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. 17 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Wilson. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And the sack parade continues. Remember last week, they had an astounding 8 sacks, another one there on the opening drive.
And they have the mentality of just attacking the quarterback in the pocket, no matter what. They're one of those teams that says, we play the run on our way back to the quarterback. And that philosophy works for them very well.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He's a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They go play action here on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Green. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line is going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff when they go in and talk?
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home, the next guy comes through.
Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Beats will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. A first update now out of Jacksonville. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Now we are keeping a close eye on his catches, a really close eye now because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. On first down, Green. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Green now to throw on 2nd down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. Back to throw. Green. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field. And that brings up 4th.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Well, I see what they were trying to do there. You pop up your holder, roll him out. You got the option to run or pass. This didn't work.
Not at all. And the communication was excellent defensively to make sure that receivers were covered as they escaped from the line of scrimmage, because that's supposed to be a surprise to everyone, and that's how they get free. People forget their assignments on defense. That didn't happen. And think about the guy rolling out with the football, looking for an open person. No one there.
Helpless feeling.
Helpless, because that gap between you and defenders now is going to close, and close quickly.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Here's Jordan Stout now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Counter play with Jacobs. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Green now on 1st down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw. Green. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Throwing is Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout. And taken right at the 35. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. Green. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. To throw is Green on 1st and 10. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Green. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Ernest Jones, the linebacker, with a sack.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield. But it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad. But a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Green to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. In trouble, and he's taken down. Max Crosby has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, a next-gen stat says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. Green, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Green eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. All again on 2nd down. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays we're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Wilson. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Third and long. It's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have under pressure. They got him again. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a 10-0 lead, you figure they won't try to do anything foolish here. Now Green. Throwing on first down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Joey Bosa in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final 2nd ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started over at the Superdome in New Orleans. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jets, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off the option, here's Jacobs. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Green. It's complete to Diggs. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now Green from the gun on 3rd down. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a 2-score game that has a chance to tighten up considerably.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 2nd and 12, Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Running left, it's Hall. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And a quick throw here that's complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On 1st down, Wilson. He dumps this one off. And the ball is knocked out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Wilson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. To throw is Wilson. Throwing on 3rd and long. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Max Crosby drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game. Even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. Gano's kick is good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. Ernest Jones there for the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Green working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Try to run for it with Jacobs. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a A fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10. At their own 17-yard line. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Hall again on 2nd down. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Hall again. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here's the Jets punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. And here's Green on 3rd down. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Green. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Operating from the gun. Green. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Green looking to throw on 2nd down. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Brian Burns getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The kick by Bass is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Here's Wilson to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Wilson's throw caught by Tony. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly, but look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
Complete to Dawson Knox. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 28-yard line.
Back to throw. Green. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 15. First down.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Here's Green off the bootleg. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. They run the option on 2nd down. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Green. And Diggs has it. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. Here's a handoff to Jacobs, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a carry for Jacobs. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Green from the gun on 3rd down. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And New York set to take the field. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way.